within folk music is the open tuning.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do they go hand in hand?
Shall I get the guitar again and just kind of
yeah.
jump in? I'll start by wheeling this out.
Oh, here we go, the banjo.
The banjo. So banjos, I mean, they're just a fascinating instrument altogether. You know, I mean, it's a drum basically. They were originally homemade instruments. They didn't have frets to start with.
Oh, okay.
So, and they were made, you know, they were made with like maybe a gourd for the body, or a barrel hoop, you know, I mean, a grain measure, all kinds of, you know, things that found objects would become this bit. And then you've got, you know, a stick that sticks out here and got strings. And you did not have frets. So you didn't have that thing by which you can play a precise note. You know, you were fretting like a violin, except it wasn't properly made. It was just, so people started to tune so they could get the most, this is my theory on the matter, the most in tune notes with the least amount of movement. So if you think of a blues scale, a minor pentatonic blues scale,
yeah,
you tuned the instrument so it's got let me just, it's got two roots there, then it's got two notes which are the fifth of the scale, and this note which is in this case the fourth.
right.
So this is called, this is referred to as mountain minor or sawmill tuning, and it's a modal tuning. It's not major, it's not minor. So it's beautiful, you know, for that minor pentatonic. So if you listen to old, you know, an old banjo, kind of sound, but equally because it's a modal tuning, you can play major, because it's not dictating to you major or minor, you know. But if you do that, you've got a major tuning.
Such a unique sound.
Right, so bear in mind what I just did, okay? So here on the guitar, I've got exactly the same thing. So the top four strings here are tuned same as that. Fifth root, fifth root, fourth, fifth. And below it, another root. And below that, in this case, another fifth. It could be a fourth.
Right.
So here I've got exactly same kind of feel that I've got on the banjo there, the same modality. And what it means is, I mean, if you've just started basically playing the guitar. And one of the first things you'll have to do is that, right?
Oh, the dreaded bar chords.
Yeah, well,
We talked about this, and you talked before. We had a little chat, didn't we? And I said, please don't. I'd like you to show me something, but nothing with bar chords because I hate them. And you said you don't even know them yourself.
I don't. And that is the F chord, and there's a very good reason for it to be called the F chord, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, cool.
So here we go. This. You know, I'm using most of the time, I'm using maybe 2 fingers, you know, maybe 3 occasionally, but if I use a bar chord, you know, I don't have to be holding lots of stuff down in order to use it. Let me just do this now.
So how have you managed to get away with not using bar chords?
Because bar chords, in a sense, they're not what I want to be doing. I don't want to be going.
No.
I'm not that kind of. When I was a kid and I used to look at the way guitar was taught, it was like a tuned snare drum. You know, it was that the whole time, but with chord changes.
Yeah.
And the chord changes were all big chord changes, and I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't like the sound of it. To me, if you listen to early Joni Mitchell,
Yeah.
she's using these partial chords like that, and she did actually use bar chords, but they were basically, generally speaking, 1 finger. So I'm in a G tuning right now. I'm capoed at the 2nd fret.
So is that an open G? So that's like Keith Richards, isn't it? That's Keith.
It is, and this is what I love about the guitar. That superimposition of that chord.
Yeah.
That's what Keith Richards famously, when he was asked to describe his guitar style, he said 5 strings, 3 chords, 1 arsehole. And you know, that's he basically he tuned to open G major, and then he took this string off, because if you hit the way he plays it, way down on the Telecaster on his hip, you know,
Yeah.
if you hit this, the thing you hear the most is that, which is the 5th of the chord. So you take it off, and then you get this. But Joni Mitchell used exactly the same building blocks in her songs. So, Play Paradise and Put Up a Parking Lot. Those are the same shapes that Keith Richards used.
That's interesting. Okay, so most, because one thing that you're known for is your finger picking, isn't it? You know, you are incredible at finger picking, and that makes sense now. You said you were never that interested in strumming, it was more about the picking. That's obviously what you focused on. So you're not playing chords that much then, you're playing around scales, is that right?
I'm going back up to the sus4 tuning now, right?
Okay.
And I've now dropped the bass string as well. So the notes here, if without the capo, It's C, G, D, G, C, D. So there, that's like a rock and roll power chord, root fifth root. So all these tunings have got that somewhere. But then this really nice suspended fourth note and fifth, but the bass note is a fourth as well, which means I can get this great shift from this chord to that. But chordally, I can use a couple of fingers and get all kinds of chords. I'll play a tune that I'm working on, so it's very much kind of in bits in my head, you know.
Yeah.
So, so that is loaded with chords, right? So it's got, say it's in G,
Yeah.
it goes G, C, G, G, D, G. Now what's this? A minor, E minor, C, and what's going to be that third minor there? B minor. So that is really interesting. There's 5 chords in that, but the biggest one is just still no bar chords, just, you know, passing. You hear,
so it's like, why wouldn't you playing open tuning, basically?
well,
makes no sense.
I think I can see why you would play in standard tuning, because it allows you to play in all kinds of different keys and stuff, but it requires, you know,
to be a bit cat-handed. Yeah, it's like weird positions that just aren't natural.
it's a funny thing. Whereas my next door neighbor here is Richard Hawley, and Richard's, you know, known as being a rock and roll guitar player, and a very, very good one. If you watch him actually play his own stuff, most of the time he's playing in standard tuning, but he's using what he refers to as Asian chords. Asian chords, because they only require 2 fingers. And I love that, because that's actually what you get in these open tunings. Richard has to kind of, you know, work on it in standard tuning, but essentially this, and even, you know, you can do a 3-chord whiz song with 1 finger. You're hearing the chord changes there, but you're actually,
Sounds like you're doing so much more than what you are. Yeah.
you're not doing anything with your left hand to speak of. So
Brilliant. Is there whilst I've got you here, and I feel like you've shown me quite a lot already, but is there something that you could maybe show me on the guitar? I mean, because you're a teacher as well, aren't you? You teach guitar.
Yeah, I'm a teacher because when I was a kid, as soon as I got a guitar, basically, I knew that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so as soon as I could, I thought, I'm going to start to make money out of this because I want to be a professional musician. So how do I do it? And people wanted guitar lessons. So I started. And I have never, until that point, I just used to play. I'd play and I didn't think about it very much. The moment I started to teach, I thought, right, okay, in order to teach, I've got to know what I'm doing. And so I had to explain to myself what it was that I was doing. And then I could tell other people. At which point I realized that that was the best possible way to learn.
Yeah.
Is to teach, because it gives you understanding, because you can't communicate it if you don't understand it. So that was like a massive thing to me. And at the time, it was so unfashionable in this country. If you were a professional musician to teach, it was just
really. It wasn't cool.
And in the States, on the other hand, it was massively cool. It was a thing that people did. Workshops, festivals with the opportunity to work with the best musicians.
That's interesting. So in the US, they looked at it more that if you could teach, you were fantastic at your instrument, whereas here it was kind of like, if you teach, then that means you weren't very good because you couldn't go and be a professional musician.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, not clever.
No.
So, have you ever played in open tuning at all?
No.
Okay.
I got the acoustic because I knew obviously it would be on acoustic. You play electric as well though, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I tell you what, I've taken the capo off and what I would do for now, rather than try and retune the guitar, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a set of stuff that you can do in this G tuning, all of which relates to standard tuning. So here we go, G tuning, open G tuning.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to superimpose that Keith Richards, Joni Mitchell chord, okay? Now what this is, because I've moved the capo on, just got to get in tune properly. What this is here is a C triad.
Right, which is...
So it's the second fret on the fourth string.
Yeah.
Second fret on the fourth string. First fret on the second string. Back here.
First fret on the second
string. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, play a C chord like you do in first position.
That normal C chord, yeah.
Right, now just take your third finger off.
That one.
Yeah, and that is the shape that you're going to do, right?
Okay.
That shape. Now then, watch this. I've just moved it up 2 frets, and it gives you, you'd have to retune in order to hear this, really functioning. So
what fret do you jump up to?
The third and fourth. So you're going from your first position that's it, right?
Yeah.
Now then, what you do next is you're going to put down your third and fourth fingers at the 5th fret together.
Third and what finger, sorry? Third
and fourth. So your pinky and your third finger are going to go at the 5th fret together. Now, when I move this whole thing up, listen to it from the start. So open.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, so I'm going to show you one other shape. This is
Just
basic.
quickly, what
Yes.
fingers? So you know, on this one that we're up here on. Where does the what finger does the pinky and the
Okay.
forefinger? What strings do they go on?
Well, you're working from this position, right?
From here, yeah. From
Right
that.
now, then you just put down your third finger at the 5th fret.
Yeah.
On the 4th string, not the 5th string, on the 4th string. That's it. And then you put down your pinky on the 2nd string. Yeah.
And like you said, this would normally be in an open G tune.
Yeah. And then what you're going to do next is going to slide from the 5th fret to the 7th fret with your 3rd finger and your 2nd finger and your 4th finger. Sorry. Whoa.
So then I go 3rd and 4th up to the 5th fret.
Yeah. No, from the 5th fret to the 7th fret. But what you need to be doing, Kylie, is you need to make sure that you've got. Just ignore these guys for now.
Yeah, so they come off and go up to the 7th.
So and it's the 4th string and the 2nd string. That's it. So now, if you listen to this, if I take this back down. And the next thing that you do is you go back to your initial shape, which is your C kind of shape, but at the 8th and 9th fret. So you want to put your first finger at the 8th fret, and then that's it, you got it. And that gives you the high version of, and then you can actually do this parallel, C shape, parallel, C shape, open.
It's a really beautiful sounding chord, isn't it?
It's lovely. And if there's one other chord for you to think about, right?
Yeah.
And which is that? Just a minute. Where instead of playing the 4th string and the 2nd string, you're playing the 3rd string and the 2nd string.
3rd string and the 2nd string on the 1st fret and the 2nd fret?
Yeah. So 2nd string and the 3rd string.
String.
Yeah, that's it. And that will move in the. You don't need to put that. That's it. Keep it like that. Now listen to this. If I move that in the same way that I moved that chord,
yeah,
you've got a harmonized scale.
Oh, nice.
So,
are you pushing down when you move up? It's going on the same, it's going on the third and the second.
No, just move the. You're just using your index and second fingers to start with.
That was 2 up, wasn't it?
Yeah. So 3rd fret and 4th fret. And then just parallel, but 3rd string and the 2nd string again. That's it. That's it. And then up 2 frets to the 7th fret. That's it. And then it's the 8th and 9th.
7.
On the, so the, again, that's it. But you're looking at this, you're looking at the 2nd string and the 3rd string.
2nd, 3rd, that's it.
Yeah, and then move that up 2.
Love that sound. It's so nice.
Great, isn't it? So, listen, I'm going to play you a song.
Yeah.
Quickly, which uses, because that, and that, between them, if you add them together, so you add that chord and that note, you've now got something. So this is a major chord, right? That's a major chord.
Yeah.
It's actually a 7 chord. If you put down that, you've got a minor chord. Okay, so that becomes G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E major, and then in fact D major and G again. So I've been blowed by the wind, driven by the sleet, had my head stove in, but I'm still on my feet, and I'm still willing. I was out on the road, it was late last night, and I seen my pretty Alice in every headlight. Alice, Dallas Alice. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchapeta, Tonopah. I've driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. I even driven the back road so I wouldn't get weighed. So you give me weed white sand wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. So all that is just, with the exception of that chord, is made up of either that shape, that shape, or that shape. And because this tuning's got parallel octaves all over it, it means you can use, like that change there is G to D, but you're using the 3rd string.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing, but go G to D and use the octave low. So
how are you getting that sound when you're picking? It's kind of like you're going across all of the strings.
I am. Well, in that case, I'm either doing it with my thumb and 3 fingers. I've been blowed by the wind, driven by the sleet, had my head stove in, but I'm still on my feet. I'm using arpeggiated rolls, so thumb, 1, 2, 3, or just thumb and like this.
Lovely sounding. So you just.
So tell you what I'll do. I will write you down. I'll send you a piece of paper that's got all those chord shapes on it.
Okay. Oh, thank you. That would be amazing.
Yeah, well, it'd be fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. It's really, really lovely sounding. I love those chords. I think I could have some fun with the open tuning, actually, just to mix it up a little bit.
You're dead right.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, if you think about what's happening when I play that song, there's a lot of chord changes in there, and because you're using, instead of playing in first position, you know, you're using the whole length of the neck of the guitar, and you're getting registers, you know, beautiful mixtures of low and high with these interesting harmonizations because of the open strings against the closed strings.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's rich, you know, but it's also, compared to playing in standard tuning, it's a lot easier, really. You know,
which makes me very happy to hear. Anything that's easier on this, then I'm in. I'm all in.
Good.
You've sold it to me. How, after all these years, like what? How many years have you been playing? 50 odd years?
Yeah. 52, yeah.
52 years. How do you retain that passion that you had when you first started?
I don't have to think about it. It's just there, you know. I mean, I've been working on a tune that I've known since the 70s, really. It's a traditional tune. And I was just playing. I was just playing the tune, and I kept finding different. This is like in the last few days, different ways. Da, do, da, ba, that's one of the. Da, do, da, da, one of the passages in the, of, you know, melodic movements in it.
Yeah.
And I found out how to do it like that. Ba, boo, ba, da, da. And I get so excited about the mechanics, you know. That's one way to do that, but to actually be able to put it together there, you know, with no movement to speak of. Then this. That blows my head off. I mean, that gives me. Oops. I don't normally play with my chin resting on the guitar.
That. Tired, you're like.
Yeah, well, it kind of.
I guess the moral of the story then basically is that you can never ever truly master this bad boy.
Constantly chasing it, waiting for it to reveal another mystery, you know. That's just got so much going on in it for me, that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, Martin, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was really wonderful to chat to you and get an insight into how you work with this, with your guitars and stuff. So thank you.
It's my pleasure, and I will send you a little sheet of paper with stuff for you to play with. Okay.
Oh, can't wait. Yes, open tuning. Here we come, I think.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care of yourself, and say goodbye to Kit for me, and I shall see you soon, hopefully.
I sincerely hope so.
Yeah. All right. Take care.